Hello everyone, this is Professor Jag, and thank you for being here one very last time here with me. This is chapter 16, and this chapter is the very last chapter. It's titled Strengthening Marriages and Family Resources. Let's start with this study. In a national survey of the practice of marital and family therapists, Doherty and Simmons in 1996 found that through therapy, 83% of clients felt that their therapeutic goals had been achieved. 89% said their emotional health had improved, and 78% said their family relationships had gotten better, and 63% felt their relationship with their partner had also improved. So question, is therapy good? Is family therapy or marriage therapy important? Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about a catastrophic event in the United States, and it's the 9/11 terrorist attacks against the World Trade Center in New York. Why I'm mentioning that is because it brought great terrorism and horror to Americans in terms, and it unified them in terms of gender, race, religion, okay, and a common value of peace. But also, what's important, how it relates to this chapter, is that it brought families together. It focused on the importance of family and relationships rather than on superficial intentions, according to the slide. That's one of the only things that came good out of the 9/11 horror in New York, okay, and to Americans all together, right? That it brought people together and made them think about family, right? Okay. According to economist Kenneth Bielding, he believes that there are 4 great virtues to make up ultimate good, and we should individually and collectively strive to achieve these. Remember, individually in terms of self, but also collectively in terms of family. Economic adequacy, justice, freedom, and peacefulness, right? They're good for yourself as an individual, but they're good for the group. They're good for the family unit, which is the most important unit of all. Also, since we're talking about programs, let's go ahead and get into programs. Understand that premarital programs can reduce a couple's chances of divorce and improve their overall relationship, according to this slide. One important way we can strengthen marriages is to offer good premarital programs. And let's talk about these 2 programs. The 2 types of programs that they're discussing here in this chapter is couple enrichment programs and couple educational programs. Couple enrichment programs typically last 1 or 2 days and improve the couple relationship by increasing the sharing between the couple, okay? And then also couple educational programs are skill-based, more comprehensive, and more effective in helping couples build stronger relationships. Those are the 2 types of programs that they're talking about. The text that the chapter also goes into talking about the stumbling blocks, the so-called stumbling blocks. What are they? Here they are. The top 5 stumbling blocks identified by couples in a national survey were the following. They have problems sharing leadership equally. Remember, we talked about I believe some chapter ago, about power differentials, and leadership is one of the issues, right? Who has the authority, who's in control, right? Okay, they felt or they feel their partner is sometimes too stubborn, okay, too hard-headed, okay. They are less satisfied with their marriage since having children, and that's a fact that came couple, I don't know, in the beginning couple of chapters. We discussed how children take time away from spouses, and there's a competition of time, so to speak, right, between spouses and children. Who gets mommy most of the time? Daddy also wants mommy, right? But then the baby takes #1 priority, right? Okay. Now, number 4, they feel their partner is too negative or critical. And number 5, they wish their partner had more time and energy for recreation. So these are the 5 stumbling blocks identified by couples in a national survey. We also have 2 other researchers that we should also accredit from a Walsh and William Doherty. And according to William Doherty, he identifies 2 types of family rituals, okay? The first one is connected rituals, love rituals, and community rituals. And according to William Doherty, these 3 rituals practiced by family members and by the family group or the family unit brings this idea of connectedness, brings family members closer, okay? These rituals are important to have, and I guess culture or ethnic subculture for some Americans with ethnic backgrounds. The religion or the religious values as well as the cultural values is what they should practice, and it keeps family stronger, more tight-knit, keeps family together. According to Froma Walsh, She identifies characteristics of healthy families that are usually not present in problem families. So, in other words, here is what healthy families do have that problem families don't have: family organizational patterns, family communication processes, and a family belief system. Important to have a belief system. Perhaps could be a religious belief system or cultural belief system, however you want to go ahead and say that in that way, but it has to be a belief system that strengthens and nurtures the family unit. Without it, you're out there in the wind. And, like David Elkind said, he's a postmodernist. In sociology one, we talk about him a lot. And he identifies the American family as being permeable, easy to fragment or to defragment, because there's not a, I believe that he was trying to say there's no strong belief system in the family, in much of American families. So, two researchers, two different theorists, if you want to go ahead and say it like that, yeah, okay. Moreover, here we have some guidelines about building a strong family. Won't go into this for a long time, but talks about try to have the family meet with everyone present. In my opinion, at least 3 or 4 times a week if you have time. Okay, be a good listener. Okay, so go ahead and study these at your own. Compare these with your readings as well for the test. Okay, and then finally, but not least, the last slide. What are facts about building strong families? Building strong marriages begins with you being proactive about your relationship skills and developing good relationships with other people in the family, right? This is how and why to build strong marriages, right? Choosing a good partner and premarital education program are the steps you can take to develop a strong marriage. Then, as a couple, seek out couple educational programs when you have a family member to build on your own strengths as individuals, as couple, and family. And this goes also to say, right, that when we're talking about the strengths of family in terms of race and ethnicity in chapter 2, we were only counting the strengths, not the weaknesses. Makes no sense in talking about the weaknesses if we're going to go ahead and talk about the strengths. We're thinking and we're talking positive, actually. Count the strengths. Somebody would go ahead and say, some of my students at the other college might say, count how many eggs are left, not the ones that were broken. That's kind of a wise way to say that, I guess, right? But don't take it from me. Take it from one of my students, right, who have it very straight going on, right? So, I'm not a therapist. I'm only a social worker. I said that from the beginning. But, what works for me may not work for you, right, in terms of family. And to me, family is very important, as you have witnessed in these lectures and in my sociological trend and in the paper that I'm asking you to write and so on. I want to go ahead and take this time to appreciate everyone that has been part of this class. Thank you very much, my fellow students. I'm the only thing minus from this experience was that we didn't have a face-to-face classroom where I could go ahead and hear your opinions and ideas, and we would have discussed these and maybe even have debates. But all things being equal, this was an online class, and some of my chats were good, and the assignments were good, and the test and the lectures all together. You could go ahead and keep these lectures. They're on YouTube. You could go ahead and get those and prepare and just take these also as your notes, okay? With, of course, my permission, right? Thank you very much for being part of this experience with me, with Professor Jack, and hope to hear you or see you in one of my future classes. Sociology 2 or Sociology 1 at the college that you're attending right now. Thank you very much. And I know we're not going to be able to see each other in a long time, but it was a great experience for me, as I hope it was an informative and sociological experience to you. Blessings to you and your dear family members. This is Professor Jack. Bye-bye.